You often hear me say, bless this situation, or bless this person, or bless this challenge. But many of you ask me, what do you actually mean by blessing, and how do I bless correctly? So this video is dedicated to answering this question. I can tell you what blessing means for me and how I do it. So for me, there are kind of three components to the blessing act. And then there's results from those components. So the first aspect of blessing is wishing someone well, or wishing someone positive energy, like sending positive energy from me to the other person or to the situation. So it's kind of this well-wishing act, and bestowing on somebody your positive intentions for them. Now, that's one aspect. And the second one is that to bless someone or something, a situation, a challenge, a pain, anything, and you hear me often talk about this when we learn life lessons, when we take life's situations and everything that presents itself in our daily life as a potential lesson. And when we look at life from that end, that we engage in life in a kind of student-teacher relationship, and we look at everything, what can we learn from it? And so oftentimes the difficult lessons or the difficult situations or the difficult people have the greatest value or potential for us to grow, to develop, to get beyond ourselves, to uncover our patterns. And so therefore I would bless those, or suggest to you, as a way of dealing with this in a comprehensive way, in a holistic way, that we bless those challenges, that we bless those difficult people, that we bless the ones that have maybe harmed us, or that we bless the difficult situations. And that means that we accept this situation. We accept this person exactly the way they are. We're not trying to change anything about what we just experienced, or what's there, or how somebody is or interacts with us. We're not trying to change anything, but we accept that this is what happened, or this is what is. So this blessing then is the same as giving acceptance to that. So if it's a person, you give out complete acceptance of that person. If it's a situation, if it's a challenge, you do the same with that. And then you notice that by accepting it and by sending out positive thoughts or vibrations to this, you create an energetic pattern that is positive, that is reflecting back positively to you. So the negativity, whatever it is. Now you can also, of course, bless positive experiences and people and anything. But what people have most difficulty with often is this, when something bad or negative or hurtful or harmful happens, or negative people are in our lives, or we are interacting with them, how do we bless them then? So by wishing them well, and then by also, it's not one or the other first, it's at the same time, accepting them exactly the way they are, without having any need to change them, without having any need to criticize them or to correct them, accepting them. We're actually stepping into our bigger self. We're actually getting into a relationship with that situation or that person from a higher point of view, from a higher perspective, because the little ego would not do that, right? So that way we get to practice being more than we are. We get to practice being who we are, who we truly are. So it's a practice. Blessing is like part of a spiritual practice. And it's a wonderful strategy of creating inner peace within ourselves, even in difficult circumstances. Because that is the consequence. What will result in you blessing anything or anyone? One result is inner peace. Because straight away you become peaceful then with that situation. You're no longer telling your friends about what awful thing has happened. You're no longer walking around self-righteously saying, they did me wrong, I was right, and I need to correct this, or I need to blame them, or this shouldn't have happened because it's unjust, unfair. You're no longer doing that because you have created an energy and a consciousness of acceptance and of well-wishing. And the third aspect in that is that you, by blessing, you also send out or give gratitude for this appearing in your life, for this teaching you something, for this being an opportunity for you to bless it. Right? Every situation that allows you to bless it is an opportunity, is a gift, is a present, if you take this as such. Because us in our unaware, unconscious state, ego state, we would never think of that. We would think of how can we justify our position and declare to the world our position and get affirmation from everyone else that our position is the correct one. But by entering this higher perspective, higher level and vibration, higher consciousness, we can actually see there's a lesson in this. Am I able to bless this person, bless this situation? Sometimes we need some distance, sometimes some time needs to pass before we're able to see the blessing, the learning in it, before we actually extract from this what it has to offer to us. Maybe we react first and we're in the drama first. Sometimes that's necessary. But then we can, once we arrive at that place, bless it and give it gratitude. Thank you, gratitude. Thank you, universe, for showing me that this is a lesson I could learn, or I have to learn, or that is something that comes up again and again. I can see the pattern now. And thank you for presenting me with this opportunity to learn, to grow. Yes, it can be hard and challenging and difficult, but the path to enlightenment, or the path to an awakened state of consciousness, it's a path of dedication. It's a path of work. It's a path of inner analysis all the time, and of love for doing it, love for searching and finding and interacting with infinite intelligence, with the creator energy, with source energy. So these are the three main components of blessings for me, and the effect, like I said, one effect is that we find inner peace very quickly within ourselves. And another side effect is that we enter a positive relationship with what has just happened, or what's presenting itself, or who is presenting itself. Because once you bless, let's say, a person who has just wronged you, and you see that I get to practice blessing and gratitude and sending out positive vibes in that moment where I don't really feel positive towards that person because a part of me feels I have been wronged. Now the true part of me knows it's just an illusion to give me the opportunity to practice being my true self. So then I enter a positive relationship with anything negative because I can see it for what it is, or I can see it for what I can use it for. It's my catalyst, it's my teacher, and I can be thankful for that. And by thanking, I have this positive feeling towards it, and no longer am I preoccupied with the drama, with the injustice, with the negative feelings, with the pain, with the hurt. This all dissolves because it becomes apparent that this is the illusion that I'm just working through. So blessing can be very, very powerful, and it can be a very powerful spiritual tool. So I invite you to practice it. Never just take my word for it, or anyone's word for anything, Apply teachings in your life if they resonate with you, and see for yourself if you experience the truth in it. Find out for yourself, apply it, practice it, use it, right? And straight away, you may or may not, but my guess is you will see the difference it makes in you, in how you feel. Now, nothing has changed. The situations are still the same, but everything has changed because you entered a completely different state of being. And you become very supreme in your beingness if you rise above the injustices, if you rise above the dramas, if you rise above how people treat you, or what's wrong there, or how wrong people are in relation to you. You rise above this by willingness to bless, by saying the blessing act becomes more important to me than being right or being justified in my anger or being justified in my resentful emotions. I'm more willing to see the lesson in this. I'm more willing to see the opportunity, for example, to bless, the opportunity to grow, the opportunity to represent here my highest, truest self, the divine within me. I want to let this shine out into the world in every situation. So I invite you to practice it, to try it, and see for yourself what you experience with it. I'm going to love you and leave you for today, and we'll talk again next time if you want to.